Today's episode is brought to you by Loadless Laundry.
Doing laundry stinks.
With Loadless, you can text to get your laundry picked up, washed, folded, and returned.
You can do random pickups or get on a reoccurring schedule.
Loadless operates on an affordable monthly subscription.
You can get $10 off your first wash by entering code ADULTBABY when you subscribe.
Check them out at GoLoadless.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, voted Long Island's best podcast by a bot farm in Russia. It's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just...
Like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Huh?
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 336. I am B.
Chick.
I'm Ryan.
We're all back in the same place.
Thank God.
Kid's back. How you doing? You
Good.
feeling better?
Yeah.
All right,
I wasn't
good.
sick.
No, I know. You were out. You were doing stuff.
I wasn't doing stuff. I was at
Yeah,
work.
you were doing stuff. Do you have that shirt still?
Yes. Where is it?
I bought.
It's somewhere.
I got you a present.
Okay.
Did you listen last week?
No.
No,
No.
he didn't.
I didn't get a chance.
He was
to.
too busy doing
I
outdoor
swear to
activities.
God, I've been busy this week. I really haven't had a chance. Every episode I haven't done, I've listened to.
He's been catching
I
up
didn't
on a
listen
lot
to
of
this one yet.
group texts.
Are you mad at me?
Why would I be mad at you?
Because I was playing like we...
What? I thought I was playing along with the banter
Yeah, you-
fairly well.
I thought you were as well.
Oh, all right.
I was just making sure.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
no.
sometimes things get lost in context.
No. I
in
thought
text,
I thought
so.
I was playing along good because I didn't want to come off mad.
I was
or-
worried I was taking... I kept doing it.
No,
I was
no,
when
like,
you
no,
text,
no.
when you were texting, we texted that he's. We're
Yeah,
better
well,
off
he
with it.
texted, had the podcast going. I said, it was actually the best one we've had in a long
Yeah,
time.
I thought I played into. I thought I was good.
And, I was
I
like, and we
was-
acted like we were gone. And I said,
Yeah.
well, we'll have you back on as a guest,
Yeah, yeah.
certainly. Yeah.
I was waiting for a call because usually he calls me.
No,
like,
I thought I pretty much picked up on it.
You did, which I'm proud of you
Yeah.
because
I
sometimes
thought
you
so
don't.
too. I just wanted to make sure.
No,
and
no,
then
no.
you came in, you were super quiet.
Peachy. No, I was just.
And
on the
then
phone.
notice I didn't ask before we started. I'm like,
No.
I'm going to wait till the
Yeah, you
podcast.
gotta
No,
starts.
no,
Ask
no.
him.
Yeah,
All right,
everything's honky dory.
good. Okay.
Because we've done that in the past, and you've been like, "Wait, are you guys being serious right
Yeah.
now?"
I know. I think I've over that now. I think I.
right.
I got to find that
picked-
shirt. You guys keep.
I
Yeah.
think I better at
You
picking
can
up
pick
on,
up on
at least with you two.
Yeah, all right. But other people, you would still have problem picking up.
No, I don't think. I mean, I think I know when people are fucking around.
Yeah.
I think people think I'm more serious than I am sometimes when I
Yes,
go back.
well, because you come across.
But like I said, I'm not necessarily witty as I am more aggressive. So when I think I'm being funny back, it just comes off as angry.
I
and-
just want to make sure.
I got it.
And
No,
I don't
we're
want to
good.
text like, I was kidding, right?
yeah, no.
I hate sending that message so much. Like I need
You probably have to do that a lot. This is a shirt I got you. If it's too big, maybe it shrinks.
It's
Tell me you didn't get me
going
a
to be too
triple.
big.
I did.
He did listen
Oh
to the
my
podcast.
God.
He
No,
did
I
listen to
didn't.
the podcast.
I was just thinking.
What
the why-
size are you?
Double. I'm not tall enough for
Yeah.
a triple.
You know what? All the shirts were.
It's fine. I'll shrink
they
it.
were. There was
I don't
like.
care anyway.
I would say maybe you could tie it up. It's like a belly shirt.
I'll make this one of my what did I call it? My sweatpants? My
Your smoking shirt, relaxing.
Oh shit! Bob playing soccer.
Yeah, right?
I know this picture very well.
shirt. Yeah,
I love this.
I figured you would like that.
I'm a little disappointed that you thought I was a triple
Well,
XL.
it's not that I thought that.
Is this all they had?
The sizes were very. It was like all larges, smalls, and then they had.
Did we show everybody? Will they see it?
I think they saw it last week.
They
but
had
yeah,
one XL.
yeah.
They had one XL, but it wasn't like.
Does it see?
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, see it?
I mean, it's so big, it ought to be visible, right?
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
love
the-
this
Well, you
shirt.
could work
Yeah.
into it. Maybe one day you will fit into it.
Sometimes these.
I have a feeling.
Sometimes these things shrink.
Maybe you know what I could always do. Worst case is cut the sleeves off and maybe
Alright,
just
hey.
use it as like a tank.
Do what you got to do with it.
I'll make it work.
Tank
baby.
it up. But I saw soccer and Bob Marley. I was like,
I
Chick
love
has
it.
to have that.
I know this picture very well. It's
Yeah,
a famous
it's a
picture. of
famous
him.
picture.
Yeah. Thank you, B.
You're welcome. Of
Not
course.
thoughtful?
Now when I go to St. Thomas, I got to come back bearing gifts. For
No,
you
you
guys.
don't.
See what he,
you
see what he
don't.
got me?
I got him a little
wooden turtle?
turtle.
Hand carved in Jamaica?
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't have appreciated
Appreciated
the
that?
turtle.
Oh, I'd much rather a Bob. Can I tell you when
Yeah.
you said you got us gifts, I thought it was going to be like one like like a ashtray or like one
Yeah,
of those.
but you have that stuff.
I'm not saying I don't, but it's still cool.
Yeah,
Like I would appreciate anything.
All right, so I should have got you an ashtray.
No, I just assumed that was what it was.
By the way,
like a little
you
tchotchke.
don't when you go to St. Thomas, don't buy me a gift because I don't want you asking me for a Venmo when you're in St. Thomas.
B, can I get a Venmo for $20? And then come back and go, B, I got this gift for $20.
Oh, wow. Very nice of you. Oh man, so how we doing, folks?
I had a great day today.
Yeah, what'd you do?
We had opening day for the special needs T-ball that I was coaching.
A little rainy day too.
Yeah, but it held off for the most part. Like
Yeah.
it came a little bit, but it wasn't too heavy or crazy. And no, it was a lot of fun.
That's good.
All hands on deck for the T-ball, which was
That'd be
nice. It was a
rewarding,
good
you know?
showing. Oh, very fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm happy to get that going. It's gonna be every Sunday for the next 8 weeks, 7 weeks.
What time is it? Always like
I think they're all in the middle of the day, like 2 or 3. It's
Sunday's
2 to
a
4
good day
basically.
to get that stuff over with.
Yeah. So
I know not that you want to get it over with, but it's a good day to like have that. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm happy that you're volunteering your time
yeah,
because
that's all I got.
yeah, it is all you got.
Yeah. You guys are heavy on the Knicks gear. We'll have to see it.
Yeah,
Coincidental, but yeah.
it is. He's not going down the path of positivity that I am.
Yeah.
That's the way he is.
Did you guys talk about this last week about positivity on the Knicks or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
You think we were talking about the Knicks when you're not here?
I don't know because the series was heavily going on right then, so I don't know if you brought it up.
No.
This is where I expect our season to end.
Yeah, you did mention.
I hope for the best. B likes to be like, oh, you're so negative. It's not. I'm like I like to think I don't want to be a naive fan who's like, oh, we're gonna be, you know. If we do, great. I love it. I'll be thrilled.
I just
don't see it happening.
I know it's going to be a tough one, but I just would rather go into it with high hopes rather than a loser mentality. Like it's done before it starts.
I want to see where we stack up so we know what we need for next year.
All right, but like I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I'm
still looking forward to every game, and I'll be cheering hard. And in the middle of every game, if it's close, I'll think we're going to win. But going into it previous, like right now, if we make it to 6, I'll be happy.
You're protecting your heart.
And I'm very protective of my heart.
Yeah, you're saving yourself
from like getting too high and then being like, I don't know what happened.
You got the Mets though.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
that's another thing though.
Blade Tidwell didn't look so good today.
It's still very young in the season.
It is.
Yeah, I know. You almost don't want to be so far out early on.
I like the Mets getting hot in the second, then cruising into the playoffs.
I mean, I guess it has happened the last few years. The Dodgers were pretty hot all year last year, right?
They're just so good.
But it's not often where a team is in first place just all year and then wins
it all.
You could tire yourself out, but
not even tire. You almost get cruise control, and then you got to pick it back up for playoffs. It's not always, But
it's a long season.
They also are just renowned for choking at the end. So it's like,
that's not a good thing to be
it's
renowned
like
for.
Everything about my teams is like I got to prepare myself for the heartbreak.
Yeah.
Everything about you.
I got told to my face the other day that you're not a very likable person.
No.
Yeah. Of course.
I've been saying that for years.
Was it by someone you know or somebody?
No, a guy I was delivering to. And he told me I always come in grumpy and I'm always in a bad mood. And he's like, and we got in like a little bit of an argument. And at one point, he's like, you're not a very likable person. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
I wanted to be like, no, I've told people that for years. So I'm not,
nailed it.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
Is it finally like coming out that people are telling you this?
I guess so.
I think you've turned heel the last year.
Yeah.
Like
harder. I told you that I think from the beginning I said I grow.
You have. But I feel like you've taken on the heel personality more.
Yeah, it ebbs and flows. Mm-hmm. But I'm generally a positive person. But it's early in the morning. It's my first stop. It's like I'm a quiet person up until 8:00. Like I start my day at 5.
Yeah.
But I don't like to talk at all until about 8. Like, I like to spend the first 3 hours. Like I'm just like, eh. And I walk into this place and I'm always like, put the stuff where you want it. And like they just want it's a little bit of an annoying stop, so maybe I give him a little bit of attitude. Whatever, it's like you come in here with your eyes. I know he was meant like
with your eyes,
like you're rolling your eyes. But I go, what am I supposed to do with my eyes? I go, how am I coming here? How am I? What am I supposed to put my eyes? They're on my head. What am I supposed to do? Like really being confrontational about it. But I am looking forward to going back. So this week, this was on a Wednesday, and I've been going there every Wednesday. And this week I have a week, so I won't be there. So he'll be happy that I didn't show up next coming week. But I am looking forward to going back the week after that. Because I do like
Are you
to...
going to try to make him like you now?
Not make him... I'm going to just talk to him. Hey, listen, Mike, I know we got into it last week. I don't like to let this stuff hang over me because I really got no problem. I said I genuinely am just like a quiet introvert for the first 3 hours of my day. I'm like, I could certainly come in and be like, hey, how you guys doing? I could be more friendly. So I'm like, I like to apologize when I feel like an apology is due. So I'll apologize and I say I'll try to be more friendly when I come in. You know, I like to squash those things. So
well, those are also annoying because then it's like every day or every week you gotta be like, I gotta order this fucking stuff.
You start dreading that delivery.
Yeah, I don't want that over my head.
I got kicked out of a King Cullen as far as when I was doing the Red Bull, where it was like they don't want you back at that store.
Yeah, I've got that before at other places.
Really?
Too.
Well, because some people, if you get in a fight with the wrong person, they could tell you, like if it's like a manager or something, and you're just giving them an attitude or doing something, they'll just wait until you leave, and then they call your boss and say, "I don't want that guy delivering him."
Yeah.
I just can't fathom.
And then they tell you what
fights.
happened, but it's not a fight though. It's usually just like he asked you to do something, and you either don't want to do it or whatever the reason may be.
It's your job. Somebody asked me.
There's not always things that are certain. Like this is my job. Like there's some people who go above and beyond and think that you're supposed to do whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, you also have 30 other stops. I get you understand this, but my whole point is it's not even a matter of you having a fight with them. Like this guy, it was just a couple things that were exchanged. We didn't fight.
That's all.
And then it was. He called. He doesn't want what happened, and then you got to tell them what happened, and then they either yell at you or be like, "All right, I get it. That guy's difficult," and that's it. But I got kicked out.
There's
of
a place in
Cullen.
Farmingdale that doesn't ever want to see me again. and I was going there week after week, and it's kind of a pain in the ass stop. So
it's always a store that's annoying.
So I'm like, well now they stopped sending me there. Like they send me that route, but I skip over that stop. So they gotta bring somebody from another route over and deliver there. I'm like, but I didn't want to deliver anyway. So I'm like, all I gotta do, and it's like a union job. So all I gotta do is be a dick to all the stops I don't want to go to anymore. And then like, oh, that stop, this stop's got too many stairs, and then just start a problem with the chef, and then I'm like, all right, can't go there anymore.
You deal with the receivers?
Chef. I usually do with chefs.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. See, I always was just the receivers, and there was just some. But then occasionally you didn't pack out the way the manager wanted it to, or you did something you didn't, and then they complain to you, and you're just like, basically, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then it's a problem.
All my chefs love me.
Yeah, well, most of my customers do, but sometimes if like the place in Farmingdale, I got a call once from my boss. Like, do you have a problem over at? I don't even know what to say the name of the place, but. And I'm like, yeah, well, he wanted me to do some stuff, and then I did that, and then he changed his mind. So I'm like, I just drop the stuff in there.
You guys have an issue with them asking you to do extra work.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I really don't run into that a lot.
Is there any extra that you can do other than deliver the meat?
I mean, sometimes they make me go like into a different area, which I don't want to do. But
that's
like,
fine.
What am I gonna
if
say?
they asked me to deliver to a different area, I'd probably most likely be like, fine. It's when you delivered it and then it was like, you pack out, but it's like, why didn't you pack this thing out? Or why didn't you pack it this way?
Yeah, I don't have to pack out anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, one customer tried to tell me, it's like, oh, they usually put the flour on the rack. Like I got to bring in flour and then drop it. Like usually, you drop it in the kitchen and you leave.
Drop it in the back and then go.
Usually the guy puts it on the rack. I'm like, I'm glad he does that. I said, but we're not. My company is not. That's
he's going above and beyond.
That's called butler service, and we don't provide that.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
Yeah.
Well, there are certain, like, let's say I was a fill-in, right? So I would do a delivery, and they would be like, the normal guy usually, does this. Well, I would be like, well, I'm not the normal guy, and I have a lot of deliveries that I'm not used to doing.
Right.
So you're happy you got this today. And now instead of fucking my whole day, I'm going. See
next week when he's back,
he'll do it. You'll be right back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You could work a little today.
Yeah. There was a run when I wasn't doing this one stop, and it's a big account, and they had a fill-in. I wasn't there for whatever reason, and like 2 or 3 times I wasn't there. They screwed it up, and they almost ended the stop there, which is a big stop.
Well, I never ruined that. I never went that far.
It just blew my mind. It's like, what are you doing? Like, they didn't ask. I know what happened. They didn't ask him anything crazy. It was like what I normally have to do.
Yeah.
and this guy refused. I'm like, it's your job.
Yeah.
It's the
Sometimes
job.
it is,
Is
sometimes it's not.
I was just
though.
gonna say.
I get it, but I don't know.
My issue isn't like this is my excuse, but it's legitimate. I'm like if I hurt myself doing something that my company doesn't expect me to do, I'm like, well, am I going to be covered for that? Like, oh, you hurt yourself when you were moving
You're doing something
flour
you shouldn't be
onto
doing.
a rack. I'm like, well, we didn't ask you to do that. Like, if my company would be like, you're not supposed to be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I had to take stuff downstairs once, and it was wet, and like we don't always take stuff downstairs. And I'm like, I want you to tell me that you want me to do this, so that if I hurt myself, I can say, yeah, my boss told me to do this, so you're covering my. I'm like, I'm hurting the job for a job that you expect me to do. Like, pay. You gotta. You know,
I
you gotta
always,
look out for yourself.
I'm of the belief, like, I have no problem doing extra for people who deserve it, who are nice.
Yeah, right.
And, like, you go
me
in there
too.
and you do it.
Yeah.
But there are certain people who expect extra, but while they're expecting that are just miserable, like, I'm sorry, buddy. Like,
And it's about the way you ask something too. Like, I
Yeah.
was just at the dinner with my father, and he got a warm beer, and he was like, I don't want to drink this beer. It's cold. I'm like, well, it's all about how you tell them that you don't want it. If you're like, this is warm, I know I'm not going to drink this. Give me a cold beer. And I deal with that with customers when they expect me to return something. Yeah, you got to take that back. I'm like, you're an asshole. Like, don't talk to me like you. But it's like, hey, I'm sorry, man, but I just like I'm not going to use this. Can you send this back? I got no problem with that. It's all in the matter of like, what do you expect me to do? So I told my father, I'm like, just tell him like, listen, like I'm not going to drink this. So like, can I get a cold beer? Like, just show some remorse in that you're asking them to do more work, and it becomes easy to swallow.
it's so true though, because
You guys are very difficult.
I've had
You guys are very
somebody.
difficult.
I've had somebody
I
with
can
like
tell.
a 70 case delivery, right? And you're talking about 70 cases, and they're like, "Yeah, you gotta bring that downstairs though. Like, wheel it in, and then I need you to." And I look at him, and I'm like, "You mean walk each case? Like, I have to go up and down these stairs 70 times?" Like, no, buddy. Like, I got other work to do. Like, I have other stops. It's not happening. Get one of your employees who you pay. Like, here's the delivery. It's in your store. The rest is on you, homie.
Listen, buddy, it's in my contract. I do the bare minimum. Okay.
It's not that, but there's some things that aren't reasonable. I got 30 fucking stops. I'm not spending 2 hours of my day here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then today, this will be the Ryan's an asshole segment. Just we'll get this out of the way.
I'll
Today-
back it up with you, though.
Today, I'm outside of Lovely Lady Lumps waiting for them to open. It's a bathing suit store for
I was
ladies.
just going to ask about lady lumps.
It's a bathing suit store for ladies, but they opened at 11. I'm waiting outside, so I'm just waiting there for the open. And I see a truck pull in the parking lot, and he comes in like hot. I see him out of his driver's door, just throw a can of Celsius just out of the door, and then keep going. So, and then he pulls over, and I see him pull around the corner. I don't know exactly where he goes, but I see where his truck goes. So I'm like, look at this fucking guy. And I hate, like, littering is just, so I walk out to the thing. I pick up the can. I just stroll over. Monique's over. We're still waiting for the store to open. She's like, where you going? I'm like, I gotta do something. So I pick up the can of Celsius. I'm trying to like hold it like this because I'm like, who knows with this guy. So I walk around the corner. I see he's in like some smoke shop, whatever. And there's just his truck.
Drop this.
His truck is running and the windows are down. I'm like, do I put it in the truck? Do I put it on the hood? So I'm like, no, I'm walking around the store. He was waiting at the counter for the guy. And I just walked up to the counter. I put it on the counter in front of him. I said, I know this is embarrassing, but you dropped this out in the parking lot. So here you go. And like he was like, oh, thanks. And I was like, yeah. And I walked outside and I'm standing and like I'm looking through the window and he's at the counter. And he looks back at me and I go,
Oh my god.
because like he at first he didn't know, like he was kind of taken back. He didn't know how to react. And then I kind of sat with him like, oh, that guy was just
Watching
like
you litter.
passive aggressively.
Yes.
So then when he looked back at me, then he got time to process it. Then I was like, yeah. I'm
What
an
did
asshole.
he do when you
Nothing.
waved?
That was it. I walked around the corner.
He's
he
wrong.
left. That
What is
was
he going to
it.
say?
Yeah. He was embarrassed, right? He must have been embarrassed.
Yeah, but that's
No,
why I
he
say,
wasn't.
but I don't want to come with the energy. Like, I'm not trying to get into a fight or whatever. So I didn't want to come there and say, you fucking asshole, which is what I wanted to say. Like, you piece of shit. You're a garbage human being. You don't deserve to be on this planet. I wanted to mush it in his face and be like, you're a piece of shit and I want to hurt you. So, but I'm not. So I'm like, yeah, you dropped this.
I like the move better where you went up to him in person. You didn't leave it on the truck.
I would have thought it was funny. Like I put it on his driver's seat and he opens the door and the can's like still sitting. He's like,
that would have been funny too.
yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to see it. So I really wanted to.
But yeah, you
interaction.
get to experience.
So I walked back around the corner. It's like an elf shopping center. I'm like, so where'd you go? So I told her the story. She's like, you are unbelievable. I'm like, yeah.
Guys are insane. You're both nuts. I mean, I'm nuts too, I guess. In my
Well,
own
I've been
way.
battling with a guy who ran for the board in our district
Yeah, he's
on
going.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I just let B
The
read
board
it.
of
Education for Farmingdale school districts. The
this
guy
is
ran
something
twice
you're-
and he
this is
got
something
voted.
you're invested in. The guy is somebody who's running for the board of education.
Of
I'm
course.
invested that he doesn't win because he's an
It's
asshole.
a personal thing. Do you
Not
know
even
if he's
really
qualified
personal.
for the thing that he's running for.
No,
though?
absolutely not. Not by the way he presents himself in the public forums that
Okay.
he does.
All right.
By far, you would 100% agree with
I'm
me.
not saying I wouldn't. I'm
No,
just,
no, no.
I'm looking
I'm
for a
telling.
backstory.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you would like. You would
Okay.
100% agree with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's right.
This guy's bad news.
It's bad news.
What is it? Just like the way he talks.
So he basically puts up posts on group pages like the Farming Dalers and things with people. A lot of people from the town are on the page,
Yeah.
and they're like the Facebook groups. So it's always a controversial post or a condescending post that he's looking for attention and responses from the opposing side. And then once they respond, he just insults and talks down to them. And,
Oh, okay.
and he does it at every person, like everybody who comments. It's just like he'll do it. He's got. I don't know what else he's doing.
He's very much like you.
He's worse than me, and he's on a bigger scale.
Yeah,
than, like
he's-
I do it. I'll troll, friends and family, like people that it's kind of funny with almost, but it's almost like in good fun.
I keep my trolling in house.
No, but I keep it like it's just. But I don't even do that anymore. Really, I
No,
really don't.
you've
on
gotten
it.
better.
I don't really.
Until
You
I
see me.
looked
I
at-
don't post shit on Facebook really.
Until I looked at this.
Well,
But
and
does he think this is like a viable way of winning? Winning?
so
something?
this is that's kind of what prompted my thing. I said, what happened was I've had enough of reading it because I see it all the time and I never say anything about it. So I was bitching to my friends about this guy on our group chat, just like, look at this clown, blah 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 blah. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be the guy who's not. I'm going to say it to him and see if I can get a response.
Sounds like it's an easier to get a response from this guy.
Exactly.
Doesn't
So I
take
just
much.
tagged his name in the post and I wrote is a clown. I said, hasn't the town already spoken? They voted against you twice. Take a hint.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you. And then it was just like, at least I tried. And he started digging, calling me a donkey.
He said, "At least I tried."
He said
Like,
it.
at least I tried. What have you done?
He said it's like.
So then I listed all the volunteer things. Not that it matters, but I'm like, one, I'm not sitting here saying I'm running for board, but for somebody with no kids, I'm pretty vested in the town.
This guy said to him, he goes, "I'm not going to argue with you. It's like a tiger arguing with a donkey. Hee haw, hee haw."
He did.
So wait a minute. So that makes him the donkey, though.
Well,
No,
listen.
he put himself as a tiger. I'm
Yeah,
a
no,
tiger.
but then he wrote hee haw hee haw.
Well, no,
Yeah,
he said your eon around.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I don't want
eon.
to listen to your eon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He didn't write hee haw. He
Yeah,
wrote, I don't
like-
want to hear your eon.
That's wow.
Yo,
So, and then I went back and I went in. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
listed
kinda-
his credits. T-ball, special needs T-ball, baseball with my nephew T-ball. And I don't got kids neither.
It's a lot of goodness in my heart.
Yeah, to volunteer my time because I care about the future of our
But it's
youth.
like you should be like,
Yeah, he mentioned the youth. He always mentions the youth.
But I am vested. I mean, I know I do care.
yeah, but at least I tried. What have you done? Like, well, I'm not qualified for
I think-
that position,
I
and you
think he
should know
might
that
have
you're
wrote-
also not qualified
Yeah,
for that
I
position.
think you did write something like that.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to read
like
everything.
I know what
but-
my limitations are. You
Yeah,
don't.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I do what I'm good at. I'm a coach.
And
I
I
think-
told him, I said, this isn't even about policies and agendas. I said, the way you conduct yourself is solely the reason why I dislike you. And I said, why you shouldn't run for anything, because you're not the person who should be at the forefront and people are dealing
Yeah.
with you. You're just
Which
an
is a big
asshole.
reason I don't want to get into politics, but that's like a lot of my political opinions
you're-
on a
you're-
bigger scale. That's what I don't like the way people conduct themselves, even more than policy. Like I might not agree with the policy, but my biggest problem is
Yeah.
the way you conduct yourself.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's kind of, and this guy happens to be friends with, he's like, we have mutual friends,
Sure.
like people that we both know that we
Yeah,
both are friends with. So I'm curious to see the double. I was getting texts from people like, thank you for standing up for
Good.
him.
All right,
The
good for
guy
you.
that almost stopped, that
So this
almost,
is what you're doing. He says, "What are you doing?" This.
yeah, this is what
I'm
I'm
doing
doing.
this.
Yeah.
Speaking out
Yeah.
against
So
this.
the guy that almost banned me, the head of PAL that I had that dispute with about the coaching, the whole
Yeah, yeah,
coaching
yeah.
thing, who almost banned me.
Yeah.
So I always say, like, the enemy of your enemy is your friend now. So like he texts me like, thank you for standing up. You
Nice.
know, more people need to blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, who would have thought after the rough introduction that we had that, will be.
It's
So-
oftentimes that people that you don't get along with at first, like you butt heads with at first.
Yeah.
If you can mend that, you can be. Those are the people that you can be closest
Yeah.
to.
And
Yeah.
it's also like we already had our thing and we hashed it out and we moved past it. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Who knows? Maybe me and the chef at Changing Times are gonna be close buddies one day.
yeah, you never know.
Changing time.
But sometimes
I was waiting to hear what place it was. I know that guy too. He was very nice to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that guy. Yeah, Parsa Karimi. That's the guy I hate.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, though. But he's heavily involved in the board. But he asks for the attention that he gets, and then
Yes.
and then he says, "I don't want to. I don't deal with people like you." I said, "But yet
You're
you
dealing
respond to
Yeah.
everybody."
He
who-
does deal with people like you.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy from nothing. I don't know his politics, but I've seen and heard some of this stuff, and it's like,
Everybody
That
at this
stuff
point
can
is just
get you,
over him.
though.
but
It's a lot. I commend you for getting involved with something like that because it can get you hot. And
It
can
got me hot.
It sticks for a while. I remember like I was hanging out with somebody who was involved in like local politics for a while, and I felt the need to like jump on Facebook and defend them and like and I would get like I don't go on Facebook and I'm getting comments because it gets me hot.
Yeah.
And like I remember like replying to people and being like, I'm gonna fucking murder
So
you.
what happened?
Like-
So then his cronies start. Now you have people who are they lump it in like you're on the other side. So now I have his cronies tagging me in other political things,
Oh,
and
geez.
I wrote this one lady a direct message because I said I'm not in the group that you tagged me in, so I couldn't respond there. So let's respond here,
Yeah.
and I just destroyed this girl. I was like, one, you have zero lack of reading comprehension. I said if you would have known anything.
You have zero.
I didn't write
lack.
that. I got it.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
have time and you can
it was
sit-
not
yes.
it was not the greatest written thing.
Yeah.
that he
Sure,
ever
you
wrote.
know, well,
But
when
the
he writes,
point
he can
was
sit.
well given.
You could tell he was writing. He was rage type.
The zero lack of something is like a double negative, and that puts you back around. I'm concerned
said
with,
your
I'm
lack
just
of
concerned with you and your
reading
double negatives.
I said your lack of reading comprehension.
That's
is
your concern with
mind-boggling.
him. His double negatives.
Yeah, because he does it a lot.
There's
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
do.
Yeah.
I
more.
said your lack of reading comprehension is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I
Is this,
said
is, this
even
what
type-
you've been, is this what you've been buried in?
No, this
when
is
you
done.
came in.
I think this is officially done.
Yeah, but when you walked in, you were quiet. You weren't saying anything.
No,
Fine.
I was
Were you dealing
looking.
with
I was
this?
looking at the comic things because I wanted to just double check something.
Okay.
So she wrote me this thing, and she's now getting into policies. And I said, "Ma'am,
Yeah.
like, or whatever, lady, asshole. I this has nothing. I didn't say that, but basically, it was like I didn't once comment about a policy or gender. I said I don't like how he presents himself.
Yeah.
What aren't
right.
you understanding?
Yeah, right.
Like now you're posting on another thing to try and get me to realize that you think the taxes are too high. As nothing, I'm not even arguing that.
Yeah. Like even if I agree with these policies, okay, we can find somebody who agrees with these policies, but
Who's
also
not an
acts like a
asshole.
human being.
Yeah,
in
who's a
public.
normal
So, like,
human.
we can have both.
Yeah.
We don't need to be like, well, this is as good as we can get. This guy's got the best opinions in the world. We need this guy.
Chick made it very clear throughout all of this that he doesn't care about the policies.
Yeah,
it's
right.
just the way
Yeah.
he acts.
Yeah.
And
So-
there's
You
nothing
want to
wrong
know
with that.
why? Because I didn't want to get into a debate that I can't hang with right now because I'm not going to sit here and act like I've read the budget
Yeah.
and exactly what's going on. I know a little bit about it,
Yeah.
not overly educated on it. I usually depend on the people.
But there's so much
Who,
power in knowing that about yourself.
Yeah,
And
and
not
there is.
Getting,
Not
not
overstepping.
getting in the deep ends
Yeah.
when you don't belong there.
That's why I said this is a personal, he's just personally aggravating me how he's just destroying everybody in the town.
Good for you.
So,
It was nice to see. It boggles my mind that like this is what he spends his time on, but
Mhm. Yeah.
listen,
do?
to each their
Do
own.
should I turn off Snoopy? Are you a little?
I am enjoying it.
Yeah. Do
I
like
haven't even
this.
been distracted, but I do enjoy having that on the
It's
back.
kind of
end.
nice. Don't
Yeah.
turn it off.
So the Apple TV has a new Snoopy wallpaper.
Is that what this is? A screensaver
It's
and
just
it's
a
an active
screensaver. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It
I don't know
looks
if you
so
remembered a
good.
while back. I talked about. It was when Andrew Bergen was on. I think
Yep.
maybe you weren't in. And we talked about. I
Oh,
was
the
listening to a
pan-
podcast that it's about Apple products, and they were talking about. One guy said, "Oh, I heard that they're coming out with the Snoopy screensaver," and I was excited because I thought I finally had a reason to get Apple TV, and I was making fun of the guy. I'm like, "This is what you're waiting for a Snoopy Snoopy screensaver?"
Good grief.
And yeah, that's Charlie Brown though, not Snoopy. It's the same
Eh,
world, but it's a different
same
character.
world.
Yeah.
Is this one of the oldest? Is Charlie Brown? Are they? I mean, I'm obviously not the oldest, but how
It's
old
yeah.
are they?
It might be public domain by this
They were
point,
black
right?
and white when they first started, though, for sure, right?
Well, it was just a cart. It was just like a newspaper cartoon.
That's what I was
first,
saying.
yeah, yeah. But then it actually came out, and I've
ones
been
that
watching
you
it, and
ripped,
I'm like,
right?
It's kinda
I love
nice.
this, and I'm like, this would be a reason to buy Apple TV. I do love. It's like the little stories that they tell.
Yeah.
Woodstock.
Wasn't the Snoopy Newsday ones the ones where you had, or they also in the book where you had to turn the pages really quick and it moves?
Oh, I don't know. They probably did that. I don't
flip
think that
book?
was
A
I don't
flip
think-
book, yeah.
I don't know.
I love
I used
those.
to love a flip book.
Flip books
too.
are cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
You ever
flip
make
book
one?
guys.
No.
Yeah, you got.
Actually, you know what? I think I did in school once, but I
I'm
don't
sure you
remember it.
Yeah.
Everybody's made a flip. book.
Everybody's made a
So
flip
yeah,
book.
but I do find myself just sitting here listening to
It
music
is
and
nice.
watching Snoopy.
Does this make any
screensavers.
noise?
No.
which
I
is
do
kind
like
of
it.
better.
I could watch
you know?
Snoopy sleep. Like, that's a tattoo I would get. I think that's
Yeah.
a pretty cool tattoo.
Yeah, it's perfect because he's
You know what?
sleeping.
I might
Sleeping
too. Let's
on
get the
that-
same Snoopy tattoo.
I would
Yeah.
do it.
Snoopy's not a bad tattoo idea.
Yeah.
I just think that is a great, sleeping on top of the house.
Yeah.
Of
That
the,
is
of
good.
the doghouse.
I want to
Alright.
go Woodstock. It's just at one point Woodstock sleeps on Snoopy's belly. I want to get
Yeah,
that tattoo.
that's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
So Mother's Day is coming up, and do you remember last year
Yeah.
the incident we had?
It was a dinner
At
issue.
110, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 110. That's right.
So
You guys going back?
I get a text. Me and my sister get a text from my dad. It's my dad loves open table, you know, so he could just
yeah.
make reservations.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't open
Me
table
too.
not reservations?
no, it's
That's an app,
it's how you
Open
make
Table.
like. A
Oh, the
reservation.
app. Okay, I'm sorry.
He loves like technology. Like he just likes to
Really?
play.
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't know much about it, but like he just enjoys like this stuff.
This is why he hated Jamaica, because you couldn't make reservations.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
That's true.
That really well.
He's like, you guys don't got open table?
Yeah, no, that pissed him off, and also the fact that they said you could on the app that he installed on his phone.
Let's not get back into that.
But he sends us an open table to invite for the same place,
No, he didn't.
and my sister's ha ha ha, and I'm like, we're going back to the scene of the. My
The
sister's
scene of the crime.
my sister's like thinking it's a joke. Like we're like, is this a
Yeah.
joke? But I know my dad's not sending jokes. Like that's not what he does. And yeah, so he sent.
Did he not realize?
He got a reservation. They did, but then I was talking to my mom. I was like, we made a scene there. Like it was embarrassing.
Do you think
They're
they're going to
not
remember
gonna
you when you
remember
walk
you.
in, though? They might. I mean, it's probably, first
Here's
of all,
the
new
thing.
staff by
Yeah,
now.
I was going to say the
Staff
turnover in
turnover at
those
those
places
places.
is crazy.
It was the
Yeah.
same staff. We went 2 years. It was the same staff.
Even more of a reason why they won't be there year 3.
Yeah, maybe.
At some point, there's
point.
going to be a turnaround.
Good point.
I had just watched these stupid clips of who's one of your top 5 comedians, Schultz.
He's not. Asshole.
He had that guy Carbone on
yeah.
that runs the Carbone restaurants. Guy's really arrogant, but like I kept
No,
watching.
an Italian who owns restaurants is
he was
arrogant.
just very arrogant. And I just kept
Said it, not me.
I'd listen because
these
it's true.
These clips kept like coming up, and it was interesting because he talks about how to get a reservation, and this is a high end place. So I just got done reading this, and he's like, "Well, you know, we take a list and write notes of every customer if they come." And I know 110 isn't doing this, but I just watched it, and I'm like, "Mom, they're taking notes.
Yeah.
They got notes on us." So we switched it. Thank God. We
Oh,
finally
so
found
you
another
did?
place.
Where'd you go? What are you going to?
Melting pot up the road.
No, we're going to the James. I've never been there. It's a new
You
place.
Oh,
guys-
and down on
Yeah.
Montauk Highway? And,
Yeah, it was the
we're
old
going
carriage
place
to-
is
house.
cool.
I wanted to say that you should go to this place. Villa di Aqua?
Yeah, I don't know what you just said, so
Yeah,
we're just gonna stick with
The
the
only
James.
other places they could pronounce.
In Belmore. It's an Italian. It's on the water.
Too far.
And it's awesome. You
We'll
can eat
stick-
with us.
And the James sounds like, is that like an Irish place? I feel like the logo is like an Irish thing.
I don't think so. It's the same people that own Arlo in Northport.
Overrated.
I've never been there yet.
Arlo is overrated.
I've never been there.
I have to put that on my
James
list.
looks nice, though. Yeah.
Yeah, James looks nice. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
I've delivered there.
we'll
It looks
see.
like, yeah.
So yeah, I just thought it was very funny
That's
that
funny,
like
yeah.
just totally like we'll just go back and try it again.
I love Open Table too, but I have a beef with it because I went in there. I wanted to try this place, South Ocean Grill in Patchogue.
Mhm.
I've been there before. I wanted to go there again. So I opened up Open Table, met a reservation, went there, met another couple. We get there, place is shut down completely.
Oh,
And I'm like, when you're shut down, you don't go into Open Table and be like, close this account. We don't exist anymore. How disrespectful is that? That you allow people to make reservations. This place
that's
doesn't exist
wild.
anymore.
Yeah, I don't
So
like.
now I got like a fear of, is this going to happen again somewhere?
I just don't like the whole open table. Like I don't know.
I love making a reservation. I like knowing,
I like the call. I know
they don't want that.
I
tell you right now,
understand.
they
They
don't
have to
want
pick
that.
up a fucking phone.
Yeah.
I just
They
feel
want to
like,
walk in the morning back. All right, these are
But by not
reservations."
wanting to be annoying, you're being more annoying.
I get it. No, but it's not me not trying to be annoying. I just feel like there's gonna be. I feel like I'm gonna screw up with the open table.
How dumb are you?
It's not me. It's the
It's
Couldn't
Yeah.
be easier.
It's
It couldn't be easy.
I don't know.
Date, time, number of people.
I just
Book it.
I see it and I'm like I just don't trust it. It works. I know it works. Well, I mean, except for that one time.
One time, yeah. I guess I would have. If I would have called, I wouldn't have been in such.
I just like a call reservation.
Sure.
But I get it. And I should get on board
Do you
with.
tend to eat out east mostly? I feel like I never hear about you Nassau when you're doing things. It's always out
How
east.
often do you drive out to here to eat?
I agree. That's why I'm asking.
I guess most of the places are out here. I mean, you call this out east. I'm like, I just call this home. So I eat the places
In
out
Suffolk.
here. Yeah, I do. Last night I was in Sayville but yeah, over here. But there's a lot to eat over here. There's a Farmingdale list building of like things to do in Farmingdale and lists places to eat there. But yeah.
What places? There's
What
no
place?
list.
Well, it was
There's
the
no list.
grandmother's the breakfast place in
Okay,
Farmingdale. That's
all right.
that's I want to take a pilgrimage
That's
out to
good.
that place.
What, Whiskey Down Diner?
No, I've been there plenty of times.
I like that
but,
place.
Yeah, but there was a place that opened up. It's like
Yeah,
it's
down
new.
it's right on Main Street, down the block. Yeah.
What?
It's like a new place.
Your grandmother's kitchen.
No, that. But there's a place
what
in
it's
the other
called?
direction. There's another new place that just opened. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh.
But there's, all up and down the street.
there's a bunch of places.
I'm passing places all the time in Farmingdale. I want to
Mhm.
go to. Yeah.
Good spots. Good spots.
Yeah. So speaking of your parents, you want to
Yeah.
get into this?
Yeah, so I did a storytelling show on Saturday night, and I asked Ryan to come and record it, but then I was like, my plan is I was gonna tell a story about my dog that I've told on here.
You did tell it on here,
I
He's
told
told
it
it on
when
here before.
when he
Okay.
died. I
Okay.
did an obituary.
and
And
parents,
it was-
but your parents never listened to that.
My parents won't listen, but like I had other people in my family were like, what?
Yeah.
Like my sister found out, like a bunch of people that didn't know found out. But I just never told my parents. And it's an okay story, but I was gonna call my parents and reveal my secret to them while I was on stage, which I was like, well, that makes the story worth it.
Yeah.
And then I was asking my mom, and I was just getting like a weird vibe, and so I canceled it with you. And then
What's the weird vibe?
my mom felt very uncomfortable
Why did you even tell them?
because I first of all I want to make sure they pick up. It's 10 o'clock at night or whatever.
You should have just told them, hey, Mom, I'm going to call you at this time for a reveal. You got to answer.
Yeah, that would have made her even more nervous. I didn't tell them what it was. I told them, I was like, I'm doing this show. It's a storytelling show. It's about secrets. It's not that bad. Trust me. And my mom was more concerned. She was like, I just don't want to sound like an idiot on there. Right? Which I get. Like, this is not like,
They didn't sign up for this.
she's
I
not,
know.
she's not doing podcasts like us. She's not putting it all. So, like, I don't want to, like, push
Did you ever
people.
feel bad for like Tom Green's parents and stuff like that? We ever like,
Oh, when he the
we were
father.
like, just leave these people alone.
That's
These
brutal.
nice people alone.
That's brutal. He went.
And Bam Margera.
Yeah,
Him
all
and his
that.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to be respectful. But then I talked to my dad later, and my dad I felt my dad was like sort of like looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I did it last minute, and we could play it. It's
So
yeah.
your parents were there.
No, I called them.
Oh, you did do it.
Yeah. I ended up doing it.
Yeah, just so you know, like when you text me, you don't have to come do this. I don't know, like I'm a lot like you, where I'm sensitive and I just assume the worst. I'm like, he's mad at me, he doesn't want to see me there. He's like, I'm gonna see him so much Sunday. I don't want to see this guy. I don't want to be hanging out with this guy. So I'm just like, all right, I was gonna show back. Like maybe it was his way to tell me, like, I don't want to see you.
I just knew that the idea was up in the air, and if I wasn't
do
if
that.
I wasn't
you
gonna
don't
call
feel
them,
committed to doing that.
I was probably gonna do a different story. I had a
Yeah.
backup.
You could
So
have had that recorded too.
I could have, but you know, it's like a small intimate show, and
Yeah.
it was from the Naughty Boys, by the way.
Sounds like a fun show.
It is such a fun show. It's a storytelling show, and they do a theme every time.
Oh, the Naughty Boys hosted?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It was just so much fun. Everybody's story was great. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed every single
It's
person.
fun. It's different than just
Yeah,
you know.
it's just
Yeah.
different.
So let's play this. Is we gonna play just the whole thing straight? Oh, we'll pause
Yeah,
it.
just play it.
Yeah, you can play it. Call the wrong guy. I almost called
My dad, I used to work with my dad, and his name is actually, it's not Dad, it's Tom. So I almost called my buddy Tom. All right, here he goes.
I would have loved if you called me.
So he had that. You
Did
just
you
had them
tell
on
the
phone.
story to the crowd yet?
Yeah, I finished the story,
Okay.
and then I said,
Oh, okay.
and now,
Hey, Dad.
Hey, what's up?
Sorry, is it late?
You know what time it is.
No, I'm watching the
For
show.
them.
What's going on?
All right, I'm doing a show right now. I'm on stage. You're on speakerphone. Say hi.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Hello. Yeah.
I did a storytelling show, and the theme was secrets. And I have a secret that I want to tell you. And is Mom there too?
I'm here,
Yeah. At 9:50 at night. But,
I apologize, but I need to cleanse myself.
it's breaking up.
So what's up?
The phone.
Remember Brewster?
No, on this.
This is.
Of course, yes.
I didn't find him.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, you didn't find him on Long Island Express. That wasn't that much
Yeah,
of a
it's,
deal.
I don't know. It's not working.
This doesn't sound like this when.
I can barely hear it.
Yeah,
So I've been hulking this in all these years, and you
you
knew?
can only hear me.
Well, I
Yeah.
knew it was a bunch of nonsense. You said we found him on the Long Island Express.
Now I hear
Went
you.
along the road, and I mean,
yes,
I
I
know-
told everybody that was the story.
yeah, I think we both knew it was nonsense.
All right.
So it's no big secret, right?
So they knew.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole time.
Yep.
They've known.
He came from Queens. His parents were fighters. He was my little prize fighter.
I'm gonna kill you.
He was a great dog.
See, he was a great dog.
He's a little cranky.
Yeah, well,
Tell the name of the guy you
So,
bought it from.
I don't. So, okay.
yeah, I bought him from a man named Flex. So,
You bought him?
yes, I bought him. What,
That's quite the bullshit you gave us over there.
but I feel.
I knew it was crap. I knew
See,
it was-
all these years I thought I really had you going.
No, I knew it was nonsense. When Drew said it was bullshit, I just thought it was a rescue pit bull you found.
I chose to just live in that story because I didn't really want to know the truth.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know you bought it. Some guy in Queens with fighting dogs. But that's like embellishment, personally.
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Choppy, but I feel like we got the,
Yeah, we
the
got
good parts
the gist
came
of
out.
it. Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
it was like the one thing, and I knew they had an idea. My dad has said to me like, is that true? Is that story
Yeah.
true?
Uh-huh.
And I just stood by it, but I always thought that I thought they would be more
This
shocked.
goes to show that people, like kids or whatever, generally speaking, think they have these great lies,
100%.
elaborate lies, and
Yeah.
parents, even when they see through it, will let you think that they, all right, buddy.
All right.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter that much.
It doesn't. I love this dog anyway, or whatever.
that's what my mom said. She's like, I kind of just like to live in that world that you found it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
Do you feel better that they know now? Like, they worried that maybe they did care, but now you don't have to worry
It
about
was nice. I went there this morning, and it did feel. Because there's been times it would have been fun as a family to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was just when I was just away, my niece was asking about old stories, and this came up. So I was really it's only a matter of time before my niece says something in front of them. So
I love telling my parents things that they didn't know.
yeah.
yeah,
or
and
whatever.
I've had those, but for whatever reason, this one just lasted.
I was
It
pretty.
stood the test of time.
I was pretty upfront, even in high school. Like my parents, whatever I was doing, I would pretty much tell them. But there was obviously quite a few things as
There's
well.
things you just don't they don't need to know. But
Yeah.
I mean, my dad this morning was like, "Wait, were they really from a fighting family?" And they like it was probably not a good situation, and the dog had some issues.
Yeah.
So we had to muzzle him on he would snap against kids. So yeah, it was
My little prize fighter.
So it was fun. It was definitely a fun thing. I wish that video came out better, but yeah, it was choppy. But whatever, you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Great.
But I didn't need you.
No.
No,
You didn't need me.
it was not that like.
It wasn't gonna go viral the way you were hoping.
No,
Yeah.
the way it went out, and like right away, I was like, they're not like they didn't give me
The
the
reveal wasn't what you needed to
what
be.
I needed to be.
The
Should've asked
fact
him.
that they kind of knew made it a little less.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was still fun,
Yeah.
and I feel better. It's always nice to get stuff off your chest,
Do you have any other
Mm.
bigger lies that we could tell them?
No, that's really it. I'm the same thing. I'm very open with my parents. They know pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I have other secrets I could have done that probably would have been a better story, but I just wanted to do this.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anytime you want to film something, I was
I feel
telling
bad
Monique last night,
asking.
like you were like, oh, unless you can come if you want to. I'm like, I don't have a burning desire
You
to
know what I was
film you.
I need you to film my nephew.
Okay, we could do that. I'm like, I don't have a burning desire to film your set, but I would love to help you if you feel like you want something. Like I enjoy helping you. So if you feel like I want this is a good
If
spot
it's
to film,
Yeah.
if you think it's going to be a good crowd, I would love to come film your
appreciate
set. I would love for you to get some video of you and be able to post things.
Yeah. It
You know what
would
I
be
mean?
nice.
Yeah, so I got the gear, I got the
I know.
mostly
I know.
the time.
But I just put myself in your shoes, and I'm like, does he really want to come out to?
I like doing
do
stuff.
that? I know you do, but it's also, I don't know. I'm weird too. I feel weird asking.
I get it.
I need to get a new phone, and once
I'm looking at your phone.
I'm due for an upgrade, and my phone's all fucked.
What
But
did you do?
I dropped it.
It looks like you dropped it and played soccer with it.
It
The lights
shattered.
on.
Oh, but you got new glasses. Look at you. You got
Yeah,
new glasses.
right.
How do you feel like you're seeing?
I'm like a new man.
They
I
look
love
like
it.
they have a
Yeah.
tint to them.
They're transitions. They're progressing. They got it all, baby.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Or progressives, whatever they call them.
More
So
progressive
do
than
they
you.
get dark like in the sun?
Yeah, that's what the transitions are.
And then when you come in, they're like they switch, huh?
Yep.
Look at
I
Chick
like
looking
that.
all sexy out there. I see a lot of that leg in the camera. This one here. This one laid out. Yeah.
Got a very strong leg.
It's very
Good
like
calves.
it's very Costanza-esque the way you sat up on that.
Yeah, with the.
Yeah.
You know, I always
Oh,
wanted to
he-
redo that. Yeah,
he was this
the-
way,
the-
yeah.
That's what you should film. Him doing that.
You want to do a recreation of that
I
shot?
want to do that shot. I want to do the Kramer. I want to redo a lot of iconic shots.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I've done that. So Lori Palmentari, a comic, she asked me to recreate like a famous Farrah Fawcett shoot. So we did that a few months ago. But it's fun to like
I
have
do
a,
like
a
that.
photo and like you got to look to try to.
I need the white
to recreate it.
boxers with the socks.
Yeah.
So what is it your nephew does that you want recorded?
Play soccer.
So you just want footage of him playing?
Yeah, I want to make a reel of him.
All right.
But the problem is, you'd have to come to numerous games, or I need to give you video to edit.
Let's take we'll get one of my big lenses. We'll get some nice tight.
That's my issues. Right now,
Some
all
nice
the
tight
videos
shots.
and everything I take,
Phones,
it's
that's
way
shit.
too
You
far.
got to be nice and tight on them. You want
Yeah,
some real action shots.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out one day.
Yeah, I met When's the last time you guys just like met a friend in public?
When you say a friend,
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so
Somebody
I'm
we know?
overstepping. Like
no, but
somebody
I
that you
mean like
hang out with.
somebody that I hang out with, or
Yeah.
somebody that I know in public that you don't know if you even want to say hello.
Like somebody that you consider a friend that you met just like out in the world and like you started talking and like you consider them a friend now.
Oh. I
You know
got
what I
some.
Oh, you
like-
mean
like
the first
you met-
time you met them is out in
when-
public,
when
and now
when
you're
you
friends.
became friends because you just like started talking to each other in public. Like,
I got
you
somebody's-
went to a bar. You went to the same bar a lot, and like I'm sure you started
Oh
talking.
yeah,
to some people.
I have like friends I still talk to.
Work doesn't count, right?
No, work is you're forced to be like you're out in public. You just like start talking, and the next thing you know, you guys are friends.
I got a guy's number recently.
Let's let somebody had a woman's number.
Well, longer than the guy.
More recently, you got a guy's number.
Guys always give me their number. I get into
seem like a
conversations
fun-
with them, and they get.
yeah. You're
This-
a knockaround guy.
This I think I was actually recommending John Ziegler's special to the guy because the guy had cancer bout
Fun.
and like difficult stuff, and we kind of got like into a heavy conversation, and I sent him Ziegler's special.
I don't
"Hey,
think
you
it's
might like
ever
it."
happened to me that I met a rando in public and became friends. I've
Yeah,
I've
but-
met like people that I didn't know through mutuals and maybe seen them, and whatever.
Yeah.
But like I've never met, like the first intro was in a random spot and then
Yeah.
continued a friendship.
Yeah, so the other day I was on a hike over in Avalon Park in Stony Brook, and like they added a part to it. You can walk down by the water. So I'm just sitting there. Me and Monica's sitting there, we're looking at the water, whatever, listening to birds. I'm a big bird guy, so I got my bird app going where you can just listen to the
And
birds,
pick the noise.
and it just tells you where here's. So like I just have my phone out, and I'm looking to see what birds are. And then a couple walks by, and she's got binoculars, and they're walking. So I just you figure like, yeah, they look like they're birds. They might be friendly people. So I'm like, see anything good with those things? Just start up a conversation, walking by, and so we start talking, and it's a woman and man, so they're really into birds. So like I'm asking them, so we start talking. We talk for 20 minutes. We're sitting there talking about whatever. So
When you guys going out?
well, yeah. So we just thought, like I gave him my number. I'm like, yeah, let me know if you guys want to. So
Probably going further than that.
They have no idea what they're getting into.
Ryan will be wearing feathers.
It's gonna fly the coop.
it's so funny.
Show up
Monique
with
had a dream.
binoculars.
Monique had a dream about you.
Oh boy.
About like, and I don't know if it was
You
like, it
and
got to the
us.
sexual.
Thank God it
I
wasn't.
don't know if it got to that point, but it was like something like maybe it was like somewhat sexual with you, like the
Yeah.
three of us together. So we started talking. Like, could you imagine what B would be like? How quick he would freeze up if we like
Oh
if he
my
was in that position? Like,
God.
how uncomfortable you think B would be in that position?
Yeah, pretty uncomfortable.
B would be trying to turn it into a stand-up session because he's so uncomfortable that all he would be doing is trying to make jokes.
You know,
Yeah,
a
maybe.
woman once told me that. A woman, how insulting is that? And also, like, kind. Like, she said, I would have sex with you, but I feel like we would be laughing the whole time.
That is insulting.
And
yeah.
it's like insulting, but also like
Yeah.
I make you
That's
laugh.
Cute though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never had sex.
Tim Tom. I was just texting with Tim Thompson. I told him about my grandmother passed, and he said something very normal, like "so sorry for your loss" or whatever, like that.
And then
But coming
something
from Tim
inappropriate.
Thompson, like he's this guy never says anything genuine. So I said, "What does it feel like to know that nobody knows if you're being serious or not? When you say something very normal and appropriate, everyone's like." Is he fucking around?
Yeah.
Like so sorry for your loss. Like
Oh my
I can only hear him saying it that way. I can't picture him saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss."
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine that coming out of him. Yeah. So some people just seem like everything is a joke,
Mhm.
So yeah, he mentioned like, oh, I have a camera. So I'm like, he's like, oh, you should get binoculars. I'm like, well, I have a camera with a long lens, so I usually do my birding through that. He goes, oh, I have a camera. I have a long lens for it. I'm like, well, I got a camera. I gave one a bar. I'm like, it'll fit on. You told me what camera it has. I'm like, it'll fit on your camera if you want to take it out for a test drive. Oh, really? Yeah. So like my gateway to give him my number is like, yeah, if you want to get my camera, yeah, take it out of my number. I'll let you.
And then
borrow
if
it
you
for a
and your
while.
wife want to come over for a gangbang
Yeah.
after, more than welcome.
Yeah. That was not at all in my mind, but
You never
crazy
know.
things have happened. So, but no. So yeah, it's like I just
Accidentally leave something on the camera. Like, oh.
yeah. Oops, so sorry about that. Did you get a look at? But I'm just like, who knows? Like we just texted back a little bit. But I'm like, I enjoyed the guys. Sometimes you just get a good vibe from somebody,
Yes.
Yeah.
and like, I'm like, yeah, I might be friends with this guy. Just
That's
some
a
guy I
wholesome
met.
way to meet a friend.
Yeah.
On a hike.
Talking about birds.
Talking about birds, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
If you found out
point.
this guy was a trumper, then what?
He's not. He's a man of science. He loves birds.
What happens if he was?
He's a scientist.
Did you ask him? Did
I
you?
didn't,
Did you
but
vet him?
I would just no. I would be like, I would.
Would you be like,
not.
oh, that sucks. I can't talk to you
Yeah,
anymore?
like, I was really not interested in hanging out with anybody. Like, I'm not. I wouldn't make it confrontational. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not interested.
Jesus Christ.
You know that you can't use my camera anymore.
Yeah, give me that thing.
Yeah, give me my camera.
I have in the back of my car. I have I got a LGBTQ Ally bumper sticker
Yeah,
on my car.
you replaced the adult babies with this.
Yeah. Well, after so
He's
after
been waiting to say that.
I've already told them this.
after Trump won, I just felt like
Fuck the
your
babies.
response?
This is
what's
it.
that?
That's your response.
I just
By the way,
wanted to-
just last week you told me how listenership went down when you started talking politics.
I know. But
But
I,
go
I'm
on.
not. I'm not being aggressive towards them. I'm just like I'm stating my thing. You can hate me if you want, but listen, if you think it's funny, why stop listening?
That's
you can
true.
hate. Like I'm not.
Because you hate people who vote the other way.
I hate everybody.
And everybody hates you.
Yeah, I'm unlikable to everybody. Just join the club. So I added this bumper sticker to my car. I mean, mainly because I was hoping. I felt like I was like crazy. I'm like, you're alone on this island. Like, so many people on Long Island are Trump fans, and I feel like I just wanted to have a little bit of a beacon for somebody who I feel like, driving around might be like, oh, there's an ally. There's somebody
Right.
that I can be like. I
It
just
doesn't
wanted
say
to like.
fuck Biden on the back.
Yeah, I just wanted. I wanted something that people could see to be like, okay, that's a guy that is not everybody. Like, you feel less alone if you're in that community. Maybe you could be like, every white guy I see like is against you. I'm like, well, here's a white guy I drive around. Maybe
White,
maybe a
bald
little bit
man.
of like a little bit of like, okay, I'm not so bad off. This guy is on my side. You know what I mean? He's
This
fighting for me.
unlikable prick has my back.
Unlikable.
Great.
So I'm driving around. I've never really had anything. I feel like I've had some aggressive people like tailing me, and then I remember like I see like a big truck. I'm like, why is this guy on my ass? I'm like, oh, that's right. He hates my sticker.
Oh
You know what I mean?
wow.
So I get
Does
a lot.
it happen?
Yeah, I get
Do
a
you
lot.
get
of that.
honks and
I get like people on my ass, and sometimes people just drive on your ass, and maybe it's a different thing.
That
But I feel
could
like
be that,
I feel
yeah.
like people are more likely to be like, "Fuck this guy."
fuck this guy?
Yeah, and like they don't know it's an ally sticker, so they probably just think I'm gay because it looks like it just looks like the gay flag, and then there's just like a triangle.
Have
in
you
it.
been called any derogatory
No,
slurs
I have
yet?
not. No,
That's
but,
nice.
But recently, a similar thing, like a van that had it said like I reject Christian fascism or something like that on his
Fascism.
yeah on his van. So I'm like this is a like-minded gentleman, and there was like a carpeting van. So I'm like, if I ever need a carpet, this is my guy. So like, but so then he must have seen my sticker or whatever. So we pulled up at a light to me, and he looked over at me. He was like, he gave me a nod like this, and it was like, so like we like, oh, this is working. This is like.
Yeah, but it's only working for the like-minded people. Like it's those.
That's all I want it to be.
Those stickers don't change.
but
anybody's
I don't want
what
to
it
change
is.
any. I don't want to change anyone's
The
mind.
people with those stickers just want acknowledgement from other
That's all I
like-minded
want.
individuals.
I'm not looking to make. I'm looking to make people who might feel
Nobody's gonna drive behind his car and be like, "I should change my vote."
Yeah,
and I'm not fooling
You're not-
myself
you're
to
not
think that
looking-
that's
No,
gonna happen.
I'm not being a dick. It's just
Yeah.
that's just the nature of reality.
It's not what it's for. It's
Yeah.
to know like there's a safe place.
It's
here.
for somebody to honk and be like, "Yo, what's up?"
Yeah.
Cool, bro.
Boys. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's nice.
It's like those
So
stupid
I'm
fucking.
gonna. I'd sent Neil this. I'm like, this might be a good joke for you. So he's gonna work on it. But I'm gonna tell it here. But I'm like, so I have an ally sticker, but I'm also like, I'm not like 100% straight either. You know what I mean? Like I like.
Yeah. Well, we've heard the stories.
Yeah, it's not just like the anal thing, but it's like it's because I don't consider that gay at all. That's a different thing, you know.
Mhm.
But like pre-op trans women, I'm into I like
Wait, what's a pre-op trans
it's
woman?
a woman who looks somebody who looks like a woman but still has their penis. Like, and I like that. I've seen women who I'm like, and that turns me on. Like the penis itself turns me on a woman's body.
Chick looking like, where is this podcast going?
And it's like I've done some role playing. Me and Monique have done some role playing in that vein. And when I was young, I
When did you realize that?
sucked a dick when I was very young. You know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah. Me and a buddy traded off.
Oh yeah, like he did it to you too.
Huh?
He did it to you
Yeah.
Is
too.
he gay now?
No.
Neither
Neither one of
you.
us consider ourselves gay. No, but
Okay.
They're both allies.
yeah, we're just goofing off, and
Just goofing off.
But it's like I've
still
always
talk
been
to
kind of
this
like
guy?
Me and my
yeah.
friends used to goof off playing video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
We're still buddies. Yeah, we don't. He's a lot more conservative. So like, I don't even bring that up with him. Like, remember that time when we used to
Remember that time we blew
Remember
each
that,
other?
remember that 2-month period when we were like,
I mean, you're young though. You're experimenting, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
I just have never really been too worried about sexual
Yeah.
confinement, like whatever. If it feels, it doesn't matter. It never matters to me.
So is it something you're? I guess then you still would want it. Like is it?
I don't close off anything
Okay.
sexually. Like I've never really been attracted to the guy where like the idea of like holding him turns me on. Like that really doesn't. That I don't.
Holding him?
Yeah, like you know,
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that doesn't. So I think I'm not. If that's a definition of gay, it's not that. But
But
like,
in the heat of passion.
I don't. But I'm also like threesome. I'm into doing a
Could you
threesome.
date a man?
I don't think so. I don't know, but like it's all like I don't.
That's
Like,
what I'm
a
asking.
friend of
Not
mine.
off the
A friend of
not
mine
off the
was
table.
once saying like they were out with their friend, and their friend was gay, and he saw a guy that he thought was hot, and he's like, well, I'm not going to go up to him, whatever. But my friends went up to him, and they were like, oh, our friend over there thinks you're cute. He was wondering, if you're gay and if you're interested. And he's like, oh, I'm not. I'm not gay. Sorry. And that always confused me because I was like, my response to that would be like, well, I'm not, I don't consider myself gay. I've never really been attracted to men, but let me meet your friend. Maybe this is the one guy I'm attracted to.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I might not say that, but I'm like, well, you don't ever know until you meet a person. To
Fair
me,
enough.
it's like an individual basis. And I'm definitely attracted to women. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, but I don't know.
gotcha.
Who knows?
You never know.
And I feel like all my inability to like be close with guys is like I don't never felt like I can really be myself around guys if like I would be judged around guys, and I don't know. It's a lot of like deep rooted issues I have.
What do you mean?
men.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you can't.
He doesn't want to be himself for lack of or nerves.
It's like
of,
just a lot of guys I've grown up with. Like I feel like are judgmental if you're
Oh,
show
yeah.
that you're sensitive.
lot
Which
of-
I really enjoy. That I've met you guys because I feel like I can be myself.
Yeah,
like
we
I can
don't
say
ever-
shit like this,
listen,
and I don't
I
feel
may
judged.
laugh, but it's usually because it just catches me off guard.
Yeah, and I know you don't judge me, but I feel like I just like to be around guys who I can be myself and not
Well, listen,
feel like
yeah,
I'm being
the-
judged at.
There are people that if you're like, oh, I sucked a dick, and they would be like, you fucking
Not really into it.
say whatever they say and like, don't talk
Yeah.
to me. You're like,
So
yeah.
I've never really told like I feel like this podcast has really been beneficial to me just to like hang out with guys who I can feel like I'm like
Better than?
no that I feel like I can be friends with and be myself and not feel like
judged.
judged by
Well,
guys.
that makes me feel good
Yeah.
as a friend of yours that you could
yeah
feel
it
that
fe-
way.
I
I'm
like
glad
that I've
we
met
put
you
off
guys
that
for
vibe.
that.
Unless, yeah,
reason.
exactly. It makes me
Yeah.
feel better about the vibe.
So
I
anyway, going
give.
back to this joke that I told Neil.
Yeah.
So I said, I got this ally sticker on my car. I said, but I'm kind of into some pretty gay stuff. I'm like, at what point do I need to take the ally sticker off my car, just put a gay sticker on my car? And I'm like, because you can't be an ally of a community you're a part of.
Yeah,
That's
you
just,
are-
you're,
you're
a
just
part
in
of
the
that thing.
community,
It's like,
yeah.
you're not an ally, you're a gay guy.
Yeah, you're-
like, so I'm like, where does that transition? So,
So where do you feel like you stand? Do you feel like an ally, or do you feel more part of the group?
I don't feel like I am a part of that group. I feel like I love being with women, and that I guess the definition. I think I was saying, I don't ever feel the need to define how I am, what I am sexually.
Fair
Like
point.
it doesn't matter to me. Like, and if people do, that's fine. I just feel like to me, it's no business of yours what I do in bed, what I want to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
today I might want to do this, and then tomorrow I might be disgusted that I did that yesterday. And it's like I'm just whatever in the moment.
At the end of the day, I don't want to know anybody's. I don't want to know what this guy does.
Yeah,
I don't
I feel
care.
you, yeah.
You know, it's not something. Well, I'm kind of interested, but like,
But like for not in a judgment, like because if you think it's funny, and
no, just in a
Mine's
like,
just a curiosity.
just a
Yeah.
curiosity.
Right.
Yeah, I like. It's not like. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. That's good. Be you.
Thank you.
Fucking be you.
Well, that's
So is he going to do the joke?
That's by the way, that's a very good joke.
I
too.
thought I thought that was
Something
pretty
that you
good.
could
And I'm
work
like,
on.
oh, I can maybe bring that. I'm like, you know what? He's out there on the working it. I said I could text him this, and this could be on stage tonight. Like instead of me figuring, I should get on an open mic and book it. I'm like,
Yeah,
I would feel just as good if he worked that joke to fit into what he wanted to do. And he was like, I actually don't like the idea of allyism, whatever it is, as a whole. He goes, I'm like, well, say your friend has this sticker and he's
Yeah.
kind of gay, and what you like, so just rewrite it that way. So I would love if I saw him. He's done some of my other jokes, and I always feel great when I just like. I'm like, I wrote that. It's getting laughs.
I
feel
gave
great.
B one little, not even a joke.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just a riff, and I felt great every
Yeah,
time I
it was
got a
good.
laugh
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
It's almost like how writers would feel whenever their joke gets a hit.
Sure.
See, it's funny. That would kill me if I gave one of you a joke and you were doing it on stage. I wouldn't feel anything good about it.
You're like, I could be doing that.
I'd be like,
This could be my laugh.
that's
But
me.
that's because you're an active comedian.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess
I'm not. He's half in,
I'm not.
half out.
I'm not. I'm just not.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
Well, that's one episode down. We're gonna record 2 back to back just for
Yes.
the listeners. Heads up, we're wearing
Are
the
we
same
gonna end
outfits
it?
tomorrow. Yeah, well,
You want me to do another intro or quick?
Yeah,
Or?
we're gonna end this and we're gonna start another
No,
episode.
but I mean, should we? All right, it's too late now.
we're gonna stop down. as
No,
they
but
say.
I meant, should we have actually like? All right, thanks for like. Should we have ended that
Yes, we're going to
episode?
do that. We're doing that now.
Oh,
Thank you so much for listening. If you made it, if you made it this far, tune in next week. We'll be wearing the same things and running on fumes.
they used to bring different shirts. Him and Taylor would
Yeah,
change.
that's why I didn't
Well, I
wanna-
did do it. I did wear a sweatshirt.
Look, are you going shirtless for the
No,
next
no,
episode?
no. I'm
Because
going.
it's your-
I'm going full Kreischer. No, I have.
All right, B. If you're gonna do it, I'll do it.
I'm
I'll just take the sweat. I wasn't planning this. I'll just take the sweatshirt off.
Okay. Bye, everybody.